Dwayne Wade day in Milwaukee. Fresh off a double-double and a win against the Bulls in Chicago. It is back in Milwaukee at the sparkling new home of the Golden Eagles and the Bucks Fiserv Forum. And we take a look at our starting lineups for Providence and for Marquette. And for Providence, still without freshman A.J. Reeves, second leading scorer, Jimmy Nichols Jr., the 6'8 freshman in the starting lineup. And for the Marquette Golden Eagles, happy to have Marcus Howard back. Only 3 minutes, but Pete, two incredibly gutty wins in the last two for Marquette. They trailed by 5 with less than 2 seconds at Creighton, win in overtime. Then Marcus Howard plays only 3 minutes. They're able to beat Georgetown with a career high from 31 from Sam Hauser, so it's much more than Marcus Howard. But as Steve Wojciechowski says, if we have a choice, we want Marcus Howard on the floor.
No question, Card. He's a fabulous player, but beating Georgetown on the road without him, only played 3 minutes, is a fabulous victory for Marquette.
And as Melanie told you, you also have Ed Morrow, who has a lingering ankle injury. He should be available off the bench for Marquette as well. Meanwhile, the Providence Friars, Tuesday win over Seton Hall. They forced 22 Pirate turnovers in that game. 9 steals for the Friars, and they have played well against Marquette. They won 3 of the last 4 against the Golden Eagles.
Exactly, and they won the last 2 times here in Milwaukee, as you know, and by a total of 3 points. So this can be a close game. Now, the Marquette fans stand until they get their first basket or point. So we'll see. Hopefully, if you're a Friar fan, they got to stand for a while.
Aggressive double on Joey Hauser. As soon as he touches it, Sam nearly turns it over. Sam Hauser lines it up. Misses his first look. He had 31 career high in the win against Georgetown.
He was fabulous, Carter. It's going to be up and down game, high pace, a lot of action. So it's a fun game to watch, fun game to broadcast.
Malik White running point. Junior from Richmond, Virginia. Nearly poked away by Howard. It is out of bounds. And it will be Providence. Ed Cooley in his 8th season. He's led Providence to 5 straight NCAA tournament trips. Asked him, why do you have success against Marquette? Why do you have success in this building? He says, I have no idea. We play hard. We don't play pretty. We play it to the last 4 minutes of the game and see what happens.
Ed's done an unbelievable job at Providence. As you mentioned, Carter, 5 straight trips to the NCAA tournament is outstanding. Tremendous coach for the Friars.
Here's Howard pushing, cut off by White. Theo John backing in. Backing in Watson. John, boarded by Duke, the freshman David Duke. And now Nichols rips the 3-point attempt. Howard runner. And he draws a foul. So Howard putting pressure on the Providence D from the get-go. For Steve Wojciechowski, you know, before this season started, he said over and over again, the strength of our team is our team. It's not the Marcus Howard show. And when Howard goes down with that injury, especially against Georgetown, that really proved itself to be true.
No question, Carter. They have terrific players. Sam Hauser, as you mentioned, was fabulous. They got to get a third consistent scorer. You know, they get different guys step up. So Howard's been awesome with 24 points a game, Sam Hauser. But now, who's the next scorer? Is it Joey Hauser? Is it Sukar Anam? We'll see. But Marquette, 15th ranked team in the country, Associated Press. So they are special season. 3 overtime wins. They're living the dream, Carter.
One at Creighton was absolutely baffling. They didn't lead the game until overtime. 5 points in the last 1.4 seconds.
Providence run the flex offense, which they run instead of baseline screens. They're trying to control tempo. They don't want to play at a rat race pace because they don't have quite the scoring punch that Marquette does.
To the high post, here's Watson for the first 2 for Providence from Nate Watson. Sophomore who had a career-high 21 points in the double overtime loss at Georgetown.
Very good offensive player. Khalif Young, the other big man, he's a great defensive player. So one guy does offense, the other defense. David Duke is mugging Joey Hauser. Play on.
Howard gets past Duke. Howard with the left. Nichols there to clear it. Howard misses his first field goal attempt. The 2 points coming from the line. Lightly set. You got Providence without A.J. Reeves. Maybe back a week from now. Hurt from December, foot injury. Stick back and a foul hung on Joey Hauser as Jimmy Nichols Jr. gets on the offensive board. This Providence team sharing the basketball piece.
Great job sharing the ball, running the flex offense, a lot of baseline screens. They double down low, kick it out. Watson with the mid-range jump shot. Good execution by the Friars. There you go, boom. Nice job. Didn't hesitate. Watson's a very good offensive player.
And it's Nichols at the line, the freshman from Conway, South Carolina. So he gets to the free throw line off the offensive glass. Providence averages 12 offensive rebounds a game. That leads the Big East. So part and parcel of how the Friars want to play. All right, maybe it's not all going in, but we're going hard to the offensive glass.
Exactly. Very physical, aggressive team. As you know, Alpha Diallo is the leading offensive rebounder in the Big East. So the Friars really attack the glass. Very athletic team, very deep team for Providence.
Looks like we have some blood on the floor, so hence the stoppage. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by America's Navy.
Providence got to slow down Howard, averaging 24 points a game. They got to get points off turnovers. As you mentioned, Carter, against Seton Hall, they got 23 points off 22 turnovers by Seton Hall. Balanced scoring. Somebody's got to help besides Howard. Eat the glass. Got to rebound. You know, sometimes Marquette is too finesse, Carter. They got to get in the mud, get in the glue, and get in bloody nose lane and rebound.
Not just pound the glass, but eat the glass.
Eat the glass. You got to spit it out. Yeah.
That's very colorful language from the English major, Pete Gillis.
Exactly. I try to work on that. I was going to write a book, but couldn't do it.
Never too late.
No interest. No interest. Random House didn't want to talk to me.
You got one sold right here. Blackburn put Melanie Collins down.
All right.
Yeah.
Randall.
We'll take signed copies.
Random House didn't want to deal with me, so.
Baseline inbounds, and it goes to Nichols. So Marquette unable to clear off the missed free throw. And it turns into a three-point trip for Jimmy Nichols Jr. and Providence.
Providence goes to a 1-2-2, three-quarter court zone press because they want to get points off turnovers.
And
Here we go.
Diallo steals it away from Howard and hammers it at the other end. Alpha Diallo with a message from Marcus Howard. He picks it on D and dunks it over him.
Marquette, I get a timeout now. Right now, momentum, aggressiveness, all Friars.
It's 7 straight. Answer from Joey Hauser, a redshirt freshman.
Now the fans sit down. First hoop by the Golden Eagles.
So here's Nichols taking it in on Joey Hauser. Rejected. Outside block. It's an offensive foul. Sliding in Annam to take the charge on Jimmy Nichols Jr.
Marquette doing a great job defending. We get a steal. Diallo, boom, goes up, throws it down. Attacking the press, skip pass by Howard. Joey Hauser, the younger brother of Sam, knocked down the three. For a big guy, he can really shoot the ball.
Redshirted last year, spring semester at Marquette, following an ankle surgery that ended his senior year of high school. Luce Howard gonna have to pick it up. John comes back out to get it. Discombobulated at the top. And now 9 to shoot. Sam Hauser into John. Skip. Annam for 3. Long rebound taken by White, pushing the Friars. Up ahead, and that's too easy in transition. David Duke lays it in off the feed from White.
Yeah, nice transition. Friars will pick their spots. They like to run. Changing D again now. Friars go to a matchup zone. 2-3 matchup zone. Doing that because they have trouble guarding Marcus Howard. Right, a little change of pace.
Annam lost it off the bounce. John there to help him out. Back it in. Took a ball play on, and the Friars do.
Like roller derby, Carter. People knocking each other all over the place.
Yep, physical start, play on this end. So, physical on both ends without a whistle.
Referees want to see Law and Order reruns tonight, late this afternoon.
Howard winds it up and buries it. Well, the Marquette offense bottled up early, but a pair of threes. Golden Eagles cut it to 1.
Marquette makes 9 threes a game, so very dangerous from downtown.
You see that note 52 last time against the Friars, and he outdid it with 53 at Creighton. Only college player in the last 20 years to have 2 50-plus games. Marcus Howard. Shot clock winding down here. Nichols gives it up. 2 to shoot. Diallo has to heave it. Tap out. Second chance for the Friars. Offensive glass, huge early for Providence.
Exactly. Nice job crashing the boards.
That's 3 offensive rebounds already.
Nate Watson got a piece of that one. Here's sophomore.
So on the tap out into the corner. Spins out. Howard has it off the miss from Duke. Junior from Chandler, Arizona. Howard in the paint. Sam Hauser's going to reset. Here's Joey off the bounce. Tried to find John and then turns it over. Another bad turnover. That is 3 turnovers in the early going by the Golden Eagles. Into the post. Watson seals and one with a second foul on Joey Hauser. So a 7-0 Providence run giving the Friars the command. And Providence is hanging in early. Watson with the hammer. And it's Friars up 3 in Milwaukee.
TurboTax Live with CPAs on demand.
Suffice to say, the Bradley Center next door was not available for today's game. Little dust over there, little dust in here as Monster Jam was in here last night. Not to be confused with the Monstars of Space Jam. This is Monster Jam. So a very quick cleanup to get Al McGuire Court ready for an 11 a.m. local tip. And this Big East matchup. Place looks great.
It looks great. Beautiful place. A lot of dust in here, but you wouldn't know it, Carter. You did a wonderful job cleaning it up.
With our producer, Matt Kushner, our director, Corey Fishman, Carter Blackburn, former Providence head coach, Pete Gillen, and Melanie Collins. It was kind of like old home week with all the Friars coming over to say hello, Pete. That was fun.
A lot of Friars, yeah. Joey Hassett, who's a radio voice analyst for the Friars. Great player in his time. John Rook, he's been there a long time. They were there when I was with the Friars. Nice double team, man-to-man. Friars defense been very aggressive. 2-3 zone here by Providence. They're doing that now once again because they're worried about the penetration ability of Marquette.
3 turnovers already by Marquette. Howard with a foul on the floor. So Howard putting pressure on David Duke. That was an interesting coaching decision there to have Duke, the freshman, who's at 6'5", starting off on the much smaller Marcus Howard.
Yeah, they like size on him. Before they had Alpha Diallo caught the first couple of minutes on Marcus Howard. Now Duke was out. Terrific young freshman card. He's a great athlete, a very hard worker. Going to be an outstanding player for the Friars. 2-3 zone. They play zone out of bounds because it's tough to get a basket on a zone defense by your opponent and out of bounds play.
Adam, who ran point at Georgetown when Howard went out. 5 to shoot here into the corner. Bailey lines it up and Bailey rattles it home. Freshman from Salt Lake City. The 3-point shot has been slow coming as a Golden Eagle. That's a good sign for Marquette.
Very talented player. That was a great player at NC State and NBA for a long time.
Thorough. Remember the 83 championship team. Back cut. Ashton Langford, tough 2 off the look from Khalid Young.
Langford can play very well for Providence. Last game he was terrific against Seton Hall. Played about 25 minutes, moved David Duke off the ball. Duke had 18 points, a career high. Howard
missed the 3. Marquette has made 3 buckets, all of them threes. We'll have a made 2 field goal in the game. Into the corner. Jackson airballs a 3, but Bailey couldn't control it. It will be Providence basketball. Defensive rebounding an issue early for Marquette.
Exactly. It's a big problem right now for the Golden Eagles. Can't rebound the ball. Coach Wojo didn't like it. He was all about intensity and grit and toughness. Coach against him when I was at Providence, and he played for Duke. Great player.
Oh, that counts as a tease today, Pete, because we do have more on that coming later.
Okay.
We also have a full halftime Dwayne Wade ceremony here on Dwayne Wade Day.
That's the whole story, Carter. He's an unbelievable player.
It's a double-double. He nearly got a triple-double. He had 7 assists yesterday in Chicago.
Great. Big win. Almost a triple-double. It's nice coming home with that.
Jackson has to heave it again with the shot clock winding down. There's Young. Stick back. Earns a trip to the foul line on the 4th offensive rebound of the first 8 minutes for Providence.
Yep. We talked to Wojo yesterday at practice, Card, and he said, we got a rebound. We're not doing it this afternoon. Right now, Providence is punching him in the nose. They got to respond for the Golden Eagles.
Well, coming into the game, it was Marquette +7 on the board. Best in the bigs. 5-5. This.
the DePaul and St. John's and didn't make it. So I think they're really reinvigorated. You know, hey, we're going to go back to the dance, and that's why I think they're playing much better defense. Last year, they didn't play good D.
Off the bench, free throw made. 5-point lead doesn't last long. Howard lines it up. 8 in the early going.
He's got to get some help, Carter. Can't be a one-man band.
Still the only made buckets from Marquette are threes.
Yep. Robs go back to the flex offense. A lot of down screens on the baseline.
Edwards, top 2 at the high post. That's Drew Edwards who gave them a boost against Georgetown.
Yep, nice job. Yes.
Howard starting to get it going for Marquette.
Marcus Howard, tremendous player. Right downtown, you better play him. Zone a man, you gotta guard this guy. He's deadly. Way downtown. Marcus, bad shoulder and all. Get it loose, Marcus, get it loose. Here in Milwaukee.
Big East play, but Ed Cooley likes to tell his team every game is 94 feet of opportunity. We don't focus on home, road, we don't focus on standings, we don't focus on the past. It is all about playing tough in close games, and more often than not for Ed Cooley, the native of Providence, Central High School, and has been grinding out close wins during his time at Providence. And today, a terrific defensive start against Marquette.
Exactly, Carter, doing an excellent job defensively here. Joey Hauser kind of loses on his own. The Friars have quick hands, nice flicking it away. Malik White gets a piece of it. Here we go, David Duke gets a piece, so here we go. Friars, their defense is getting their offense going. From behind, Diallo steals. Ball from Marcus Howard. Right now, Providence has 5 points, right, off turnovers by Marquette. That's the difference right now in the game. They're up 4. They got 5 points off turnovers. Ed Cooley done a tremendous job at Providence.
So Marquette's made 4 threes. Providence hasn't made any, and yet the Friars have the 4-point lead right now on the Golden Eagles' home floor.
Yep. Sam Hauser is a tremendous player, has not scored yet, so that's a big part of the game now. He's their second leading scorer for the Golden Eagles.
Sammy Splash coming off 31 on the incredible mid-3 against Creighton, sent it to overtime. Kick out, lined up, Chartouni. That is air ball. Grad transfer from Florida.
Yep. But we watched him practice yesterday, and no confidence. He's a good player, but a year ago he led the country in steals. A great steal guy, but right now his confidence is way down.
Monroe off a good screen from Khalif Young. That is Chris Monroe, freshman who's playing in just his 10th game this year. He's a shooter. It is not gone in the bucket much for him his freshman year, but Ed Cooley says we need him to come up today. We're going to play him, and he buries the 3 right off the bench. Largest lead of the game for Providence. Jackson lost the handle. Ashton Langford. That was the first made 3 for Providence, and it comes from Chris Monroe. And the Marquette crowd here to celebrate Dwayne Wade and the Golden Eagles. Quiet right now. Providence by 7. Not a foul away from the ball. That is on Edwards, and that's his first.
We see a nice reversal. Comes off a screen. Steps back. So Chris Monroe set it. Screen, step back. Nailed the 3.
So Monroe, let's see, he was 3 for 14 from 3 prior to burying that one right off the bench. Confidence from Ed Cooley.
Well, Ed told us before the game, we're going to play him. He's a good player. A lot of young players for the Friars.
Howard and Diallo locked up. Now it's back to Sam Hauser, 5 to shoot. Diallo pokes it away again. So Alpha Diallo on the defensive end right now, bothering the Golden Eagles.
Yeah. Terrific player, very versatile. You see Diallo, good hands, active, it's a piece of it. I'm Sam Hauser, I would go inside now. You can score in there as well as on.
Bailey had to heave it with the shot clock winding down, so Ashton Langford pushes. Diallo.
Go inside to Nate Watson, Carter. He's a good offensive player.
Diallo has only 2 points in the early going, averages 17 to lead the Friars. Leads them in just about everything, including assists. 2-man game with Watson. 5 to shoot. Here it goes to Watson on John, the shot blocker. Boarded by Sam Hauser.
Marquette's got to push it now. Scoring transition.
Howard gets past Nichols. Teardrop, took a big bump from Watson. Play on. And now on the other end, that's a tie-up. Tie-up possession arrow will give it back to Marquette. A lot of contact.
Yep, a lot of contact, a lot of physicality in this game. Almost lost it. I thought he got hit, Carter, on that one. See again, another angle. Got a great camera crew. Yeah, he did. Thought he got hit.
Not just histrionics there from Marcus.
No.
Took a pot.
Carter, those big words now. Syracuse.
Like
to get a
well,
dictionary.
I know it's in your forthcoming book, so I wanted to get it in the glossary.
No. Nice double team.
Hauser to Hauser. Here's Sam off the look from Joey, and it's not going early for Sam Hauser.
Very physical game. The save is the Friars. Marquette's more of a finesse, three-point shooting team, smooth. But right now, they're very uncomfortable because of the aggressive physical defense by Providence.
Golden Eagles still don't have a made 2 in the game. 4 buckets, and they're all 3s. Diallo crossing over on Hauser, on Sam Hauser. Made it tough on him, so Howard brings it back. Marquette still trailing by 7. Howard step back on Diallo. Watson clears it. Kai Ashton Langford, good feed, Diallo, count it. That's a goaltend, 2 points, touched by John, and it's Providence by 9. That will lead Steve Wojciechowski to take a timeout. Friars flying in downtown Milwaukee.
Here we go. Great pass by Ashton Langford. Langford with the pass, Diallo with the finish. Friars on a roll here in Milwaukee.
Our home of CBS Sports, a burgeoning basketball rivalry. Conference USA rematch of last year's Conference USA championship game. Marshall at Western Kentucky. 9 o'clock Eastern time. The Hilltoppers already a win over the Badgers, who managed to bounce back. Pete's picks for the notable points guards. And Pete, you take it away.
Yeah, points guards. Yes, can really score points as well as create for their teammates. Carson Edwards, Purdue, tremendous 25 again. This guy might be the best guy in the country, Carter. Jay Morant from Murray State. He's fabulous. Maury Ponce of the Johnnies of St. John's. John Elmore from Marshall. And Cassius Winston doing a fabulous job for Michigan State and Tom Izzo. Those are my points guards.
Well, now what about Marcus Howard? Is he more combo? I mean, where does that fit in?
Well, he's certainly a great player, and you know, I think it's a given. He's in there too. He's certainly one of the points guards. 24 points a game, 6th leading scorer in the country. So he's in there. He's kind of like the king of the Cowboys. But those other guys are good. But I like guys that can score as well as create for their teammates.
That's a new nickname for Marcus Howard, king of the Cowboys. I mean, he's from Chandler, Arizona.
Exactly.
From Nevada.
Banks are closed here, Carter. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 25-12 Central Time.
Providence trying to make it double digits early at Marquette. They haven't lost at home. They're 12-0 with this new Fiserv forum. Next door to the Bradley Center. In the corner, boarded by Howard. Long run, Joey Hauser, Annam, and a block at the rim. Out of bounds, it'll be Providence basketball. Golden Eagles calling for goaltend, it is not.
Adam goes in there hard. Up, Langford, no. Jimmy Nichols, what a great leaper, freshman from South Carolina. Tremendous athlete.
That was close.
That was close, Carter.
Yeah, that could have been easily been 2 for the Golden Eagles. It would have been their first 2-point bucket of the game.
Yep.
Feeding inside. Yeah, here's Diallo drawing the double. So needing some help, and it's taken away. Howard steals it. John there to help him out.
Got to get Sam Hauser going if you're Marquette.
Howard has 8. Sam Hauser in the corner, covered up by Diallo. Hasn't scored yet. Diallo foul. A chance for us to check in with Melanie Collins.
Well, guys, Coach Wojciechowski was fired up in that last huddle with his team. He was questioning their effort. He said, we've got to offensive rebound and protect our paint. But most of all, he kept hammering home the point that this is a heavyweight fight. He said, throw some punches. They can't be the only ones showing up to this fight, Carter.
I'm sure he means metaphorical, but yeah, it is going to be a physical game against the Friars.
It is, no question about it.
There's Hauser, misses again, so now Hauser's 0 for 3 shooting, still hasn't scored.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Give Diallo a lot of credit on that possession. He's got to go inside, Sam Hauser. Post up.
Watson off the double. Creates for Duke behind the back. Duke shot fake on John and gets to the free throw line with a foul on Theo John. First on John. Hey, Marquette has now missed its last 9 shots.
Hey, credit the defense by Providence. They're doing a great job. Very physical, clean, but physical, and to bump them, and Marquette doesn't like it. They got to fight fire with fire. David Duke, a tremendous freshman. 6'5". He was picked, as you know, as co-freshman of the year in the Big East. So a lot of pressure on the young man coming in, but he's I think a fabulous player, hard worker, tremendous athlete. To work on his perimeter shooting, be a little more consistent. Very good player.
And at least started off. You've seen zone from Providence, seen a little bit of everything from Providence early on, but that was going to be one of the tasks was starting Duke on out. However, he misses both free throws, and Marquette will try and end this drought that's nearing 5 minutes without scoring. It's been a very slow 7-0 Providence run.
Well, you can't score, Carter. You got to swing the ball quickly and drive it to the basket, or post up. Get a guy in the post.
Fortuny creates. Here's Sam Hauser. Thought about the step in, takes it, and makes it. First bucket of the game for Sam Hauser.
Tough shot. You can live with that. That was good defense, better offense that time by Sam Hauser.
So with Marcus Howard getting a break, Sam Hauser gives Marquette a lift. Marquette getting physical on D. White crosses over. Blocked by John. Theo John, who leads the Big East in blocks, has his 36th of the year. Fortuny and Sam Hauser in a 2-man game. Ashton Langford, contested 3, leads to a run out for Providence. Step in, Duke. Fight for the rebound. One by Providence, another offensive board for the Friars. That's now 6 offensive rebounds for Providence in the first half. Drawing the ire of Steve Wojciechowski, as Melanie told you.
That happens, Carter. You have your guards got to rebound too. 5 guys got to get in the paint now for Marquette. The rebound.
7 to shoot. Diallo on Sam Hauser. Step back. Diallo buries it right in the face of Sam Hauser.
Tremendous player. Preseason, first-team All-Big East player. Alpha Diallo. Very versatile, Carter. Inside, outside. Now he's doing a great job defensively.
That's another second chance bucket for Providence. That's now 8 second chance points for the Friars. And Marquette still doesn't have a made 2. 5 field goals, all of them threes. 8 to shoot here. Into Sam Hauser at the high post. There's the first 2. Sam Hauser, 5 now for the Golden Eagles.
It's funny, when Marcus Howard goes out, is hurt, Sam steps up. He's a winner, big-time player.
Huge in the wins against Creighton and Georgetown. Last 2 gutty wins for the Golden Eagles. Got a foul away from the ball, and that is on Brendan Bailey. That is his first.
Missed shot by David Duke. Got to box out. Marquette got to grab the ball. Theo John doesn't grab the basketball, and then Alpha Diallo makes him pay from way downtown. Sam Hauser will pull up in the lane, right in the free throw line. And now it's all about the toughness and the grit right now of Providence on the boards.
Yeah, the rebounds are plus 10 right now for the Friars. Marquette was leading the league. Here's Diallo off a look from Duke. And it's back to a 9-point edge. This is the 3rd time Providence has led by 9 in the first half on Marquette's home floor. Timeout, next dead ball. Marquette could use it. They have got a slow start early and got a foul on Duke. That is Duke's 2nd on the defensive end. But Providence get physical all over.
Here we go. David Duke pass inside. Diallo, they're carving him up like a porterhouse steak. Friars on a roll in Milwaukee.
In 2003, the Marquette Golden Eagles did in Conference USA. They won the league under Tom Crean. Nice message from Tom Crean. during this last timeout, praising Dwayne Wade on his day. Travis Diener and Dwayne Wade. Oh, and Steve Novak guiding the Golden Eagles to the Final Four. A man very familiar with the microphone, and he is with our Melanie Collins.
Thank you, Carter. Well, Steve, thanks so much for joining us on Dwayne Wade Day. And of course, have to start by going back to that 2003 team that you guys played on together, went to the Final Four. I'm sure it's hard to pinpoint just one moment, but is there a moment that maybe stands out as your greatest memory of playing with Wade?
There are so many. I remember the first time playing with him when I was in the old gym at Marquette and thinking to myself, this guy is going to be an NBA player. And being around, I think, that kind of talent for the first time. I went home and told my parents when I was just in high school, he's really special. And for me, I hadn't committed yet, and it really solidified me going there. But then running the Final Four, when he had that triple-double against Kentucky, I think that was probably the moment that everybody kind of knew how special he was. And now after the career he's had, I don't know if we knew he was that good when he left college, but it's quite a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, and you talk about that career, you know, 3-time NBA champion, 12-time All-Star, soon to be 13. His jersey's up in the rafters, but what can you say about him as a man, maybe away from the court?
You know, as a friend, as a teammate, he was an amazing person, an incredible example, I think, to know that he was a guy who we were all trying to be like. But then to watch, like you said, the dad that he's become, the person off the court, the literacy work that he's done here at Marquette University in Milwaukee and really around the entire country and world, I think it tells, I think, who the man that he really is.
Steve, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Steve. And coming up on AT&T at the half, we will have the full presentation of Dwayne Wade Day at the half. Howard's doing his best to show off beat, and right now Marquette needs it because offensively it's been Howard and little else.
Exactly. No help, Carter. Very little help from Marcus Howard. It's 24 a game, but can't do it by himself.
Joey Hauser got his second personal foul at the 13:50 full mark. It was then a 3-point lead, so the Golden Eagles have really missed Joey Hauser. And then a slow start for Sam Hauser. Now 5 points. Edwards, floater on Howard. Tough two for Drew Edwards.
Friars bench is doing a nice job, Carter, helping him out. Marquette's got to do is drive the basketball, try to get to the free throw line.
Lanham gets to the line for 2. And then a long rebound for Isaiah Jackson, where Providence has control on the boards. Ashton Langford left alone. Couldn't make a pay. There's another offensive rebound. Jackson runs it down. That is now 7 offensive rebounds. Leads to this 3 from Jackson. Couldn't capitalize.
The Friars are cold from three-point land.
Sam Hauser passes on it. Takes a second one, spins out. That's how the half has gone for Marquette. Jackson with the rebound. Ashton Langford attacks Sam Hauser. Floater out of bounds. It'll be kept by Providence. Coming up, AT&T at the half in 1:55. We'll keep it right here. Milwaukee, Al McGuire Court for the full Dwayne Wade Day ceremony. And it is quiet right now because everyone's thinking about 2003. It's like, all right, time to wake up.
Early start here, Carter.
Right.
11 o'clock game, so Golden Eagles might be a little asleep.
Running 0-3, the first from Marquette to the Final Four since the 1977 championship team, coached by Al McGuire. Watson follows his miss. It's offensive foul, so it goes over the back, wiping out that offensive rebound. And that's one of the few that has not gone Providence's way.
Exactly. Once again, a miss. Watson, very physical, very aggressive. Marquette's got to match the physicality and the aggressiveness of Providence if they want to come out with a win this afternoon.
1-1, Ed Morrow goes to the line. And Ed Morrow, who was battling the ankle injury, kept him out of the last game against Georgetown. Gets the front end. Well, here's the bright spot for Marquette. 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
Right. It's a long game. It's a long game. They're not in sync right now. Providence is making them uncomfortable by their aggressive defense, changing D's. Providence is very athletic and very deep.
Well, Ed Cooley said we want to make this a game of tough twos for Marquette. Golden Eagles are 1 for 10 from inside the three-point arc. Playing into Providence's hands, 7-point lead. Golden Eagle fans trying to get behind him to close the half.
Well, Providence, go back to your flex offense. Those baseline cuts. You did a great job with that.
Diallo finds Watson. Net at the rim. Diallo follows it up. Morrow got a hand on it. But then Diallo with another offensive rebound and more second chance points. 11 first half points for Alpha Diallo. Morrow was calling for it on the low post. Annam finally finds it. For the dunk.
Nice play. All the defenders went to Annam. Nice dump off to Morrow.
Providence is led by 9, seemingly for most of the first half. White picks up the dribble, finds Jackson, and that is an offensive foul. Annam takes another charge. That's the second charge that Sakar Annam has taken in the first half. First on Jackson.
Almost a foul there. Another offensive rebound. Diallo leads the Big East, Carter, as you know, an offensive rebound. So right now the game's decided in that lane, 3-second lane. Rebound. 9
offensive rebounds, 10 second chance points for Providence. See the differential at 6 seconds. Howard on the wing. Howard lost the handle. Edwards poked it away. Loose ball. All out scrum for the loose ball. Going to be a tie-up and possession arrow. Will give it to Providence. And the shot clock will be turned off with 10.3. Second, so they're still sorting it out. Bottom of the pile. The AFC Championship game later today.
Exactly, guys.
Technical foul. Looks like a tee on Morrow. Well, our officiating crew, Pat Driscoll, Tony Chiazza, and Matt Potter, tried to get that one separated for a long time, and in the end got a technical foul that looks to be on Morrow.
Yep. Got to keep your composure. I know Golden Eagles are frustrated, Carter, in the first half, but you got to keep it cool.
Now remember, this started with Howard crossing over, losing the dribble, and then the tie-up was called, and there's a couple words, and just guessing from that reaction, Pat Driscoll was going to come tell Pete about it, but just guessing from that reaction there was something said from Morrow toward the end of that earned the tee from Tony. There's Pat Driscoll talking to Pete. And this is for Providence, who's dominated this first half with physical play, and then now to close it out with the opportunity for the technical on Morrow, the shots, and the ball with 10.3.
Exactly, Carter. A dead ball, technical foul, so 2 free throws for Providence, and they're going to get the ball underneath the basket over there, pointer interruption, and they got a chance now to add to their 7-point lead.
Two shots and Providence basketball. Diallo with a chance to push it back to 9. 8 right now, but Providence still has a chance to take a double-digit lead for the first time. And that is also a personal foul on Morrow. So 2 fouls on Morrow. 2 on Joey Hauser. Nobody with 3 right now from Marquette. Shot clock turned off. Providence, who's won their last 2 trips to Milwaukee, chance to go up by double digits at the half.
Ball to your best player, Alpha Diallo.
There he is at the high post. Kick to the corner. Good for 3. Diallo fighting for another offensive rebound. It's out of bounds. Marquette ball with 1.8. We know that 1.8 is plenty of time for the Golden Eagles right now.
Exactly. Great, you can attest to that.
Nichols comes in to guard the inbound. It was a good substitution by Providence to get Nichols on the ball. Tipped away. White making it tough. 1.0 on the clock. Providence has brought the fight to the Golden Eagles. Not even a shot before the half. So an 8-point edge for Providence on Marquette at the half. Coming up on AT&T at the half, we're staying here. Live coverage of Dwayne Wade Day.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T, giving you more for your college basketball thing.
At the half, Providence 33, Marquette 25, and we begin Dwayne Wade Day with a message from Steve Wojciechowski.
D. Wade, number 3. They've asked me to introduce someone who needs no introduction, especially in this building. Thank you so much for being back here and allowing us to honor you, the great career that you've had, the impact that you've had on Marquette, and the impact really that you've had on the game of basketball in every community you've touched. We love you, we're so proud of you, and I hope you enjoy this day as much as we do.
A 6-foot 4-inch guard from Providence, Illinois, Dwayne Wade.
One of the most explosive players in America, Dwayne Wade.
Wade has it to the basket, stops it. Oh, baby. Baby, great stop shot blocked by Wade. Everybody out, 10th floor. Open fade back. Wade goes by, blazing up and in. Close baseline, hands it into Jackson, who lays it up and in. Watch out.
Emphatically. Send it in. Medium-sized fella.
Marquette is going back to the Final Four.
With the 5th pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Dwayne Wade from Marquette University.
You can't stop that man. Welcome to your Kodak moment. I need to see that again because I don't believe what he did. He is unbelievable. I don't know what other adjectives to use.
That's the feeling I've been dreaming about. Oh, yeah. This is it.
He was very much the heart of an extraordinary team, and I do mean team. Congratulations, 2006 MVP, Dwayne Wade.
To the left minute, to the left second, to the left man. We fight, we fight, we fight, we fight, we fight, we fight.
He did it. Dwayne Wade has won the game. This is my house.
I always want to be a part of something that was bigger than me. And this game has been that. To be in this position that I'm in, to have the career that I've had, I can't do nothing but smile on it. This is it. I've given this game everything that I have, and I'm happy about that.
From Marquette University, number 3, Dwayne Wade. Please welcome to the Al McGuire Court, Dwayne Wade. And now please welcome Mayor Tom Barrett for a special presentation. The city of Milwaukee proudly joins Marquette University students, faculty, staff, alumni, fans, and community members in celebrating the extraordinary career of Dwayne Wade for his storied basketball career, his distinguished leadership on the court and in the community, and his dedication to Marquette University and the city of Milwaukee. Tom Barrett, mayor of the city of Milwaukee, does hereby proclaim today, Sunday, January 20th, 2019, to be Dwayne Wade Day throughout the city of Milwaukee. Thank you, Mayor Tom Barrett and the city of Milwaukee for proclaiming today Dwayne Wade Day. Marquette student athletes receive Letterman jackets when they've participated in a varsity contest. The university has not had the right opportunity to give Dwayne his jacket, so we wanted to present it to him right now. Presenting Dwayne with his jacket as a surprise all the way from Florida, Dwayne's sons, Zaire and Zion Wade, and nephew, Davion Morris.
When that building comes down, I'm gonna need a piece of that building. Yeah, I hope somebody kept me something. Did you get it? Yeah, but hopefully my Milwaukee connection and people, kind of heard that message and they got me something. But I appreciate that. I would like something. I mean, that would be cool if I get something that was up on the Raptors. I'll take that.
I think somebody heard you, D-Wade, because if you look over here in the student section, we got a special surprise for you coming down from the Raptors. We know you shared plenty of special moments at the Bradley Center, but we'd like to just share with you one more special moment here today.
Please welcome Vice President and Athletics Director Bill Scholl, along with President Mike Lovell and Big East Commissioner Val Ackerman, to present the Athletics Distinguished Alumnus of the Year Award, which recognizes a former student athlete whose experience in athletics was integral to their student experience. Experienced distinguished professional achievement, exhibited leadership and service to Marquette or the larger community, and lived loyally to the ideals of Marquette University. It is our honor to present this year's award to Dwayne Wade, whose contribution to the game of basketball, priority on giving back to the community through philanthropy, and focus on family have made him a tremendous ambassador for Marquette University. Thank you for all you've done, and congratulations. And now a few words from Dwayne.
Oh man, I'm not surprised much, but y'all got me today. Been able to fly my family here, so I appreciate it so much. But real quick, I just want to say, looking at these videos, it gets me thinking back to the moments 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, when I had the pleasure to play in front of you guys. When I had the pleasure of playing with Scott Merritt and Rob Jackson and Joe Chapman and Travis Diener and so many greats that I was able to help take this university to a level that we haven't been to in a long time. And we had a hell of a run. Our Final Four team, that moment meant everything to me, meant everything to my teammates. And along the journey, I'd like to thank you guys for y'all support, for pushing us, for giving us this energy, giving us this love that we all needed. It was so needed in my life at that time. So as I said when I came on this campus, thank Marquette University for taking the chance on a young kid from the inner city of Chicago, giving me an opportunity to come to this prestigious university, taking me in, showing me love. I will never forget it. I carry that Marquette badge with me proudly everywhere I go. So thank you guys so much. And Marquette Golden Eagle for life. Thank you.
Conference Player of the Year, All-American, 12-time
Chill bumps and emotional halftime here in Milwaukee. Dwayne Wade Day at the home of the Golden Eagles. The start of the second half here in downtown Milwaukee. Carter Blackburn, Pete Gillen, Melanie Collins, and Pete, dare I say, rebounding was probably something Steve Wojciechowski talked to his team about at the half.
I'm sure he did, but Marquette coming into the game was the leading rebounding team in the Big East. Defensive rebound, they were the best, but they got crushed. 27-14, Providence pounded them on the board, so the difference was the rebounding by Providence and their aggressiveness and their toughness.
So while we were all celebrating Dwayne Wade, Steve Wojciechowski was trying to figure out how this bunch of Golden Eagles was going to come back and beat Providence. And for more, here's Melanie Collins.
Thanks, Carter. Well, I spoke with Coach Wojciechowski first. He said, look, it's simple. We just have to play harder and sort of match their physicality. He said we weren't able to adjust to that in the first half. We're fortunate to be down only 8 points. And as you said, Carter, the biggest focus for the second half, rebounding. I then spoke to Coach Cooley. He's thrilled with his team's defensive efforts in the first half. He said, we're dialed into detail, and with all of the physicality, he said he's just trying to rotate his guys and keep fresh guys on the court, Carter.
Thank you very much, Melanie. Well, we told you at the beginning, Providence has won its last 2 trips to Milwaukee. They've won 3 of 4 overall against Marquette. So the number 15 next to Marquette's name, 2 gritty wins, and they're going to have to come up with a gritty home win. It starts with a foul as they go to Sam Hauser early. It's on Diallo, his second.
As you know, Carter, we mentioned before, the first 5 minutes of the second half is key to any game. So is Marquette going to bounce back and match the Providence physicality, or are they going to, get pushed around a little bit? So I think they're going to bounce back. Steve Wojciechowski is a great coach, 15th ranked team in the country. I think it's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, the big question at the beginning of the day was about Marcus Howard. Played only 3 minutes in their last game because of the back injury that was against Georgetown. Howard, 10 first half points. Inside here is Joey Hauser, and it rolls off. He was limited to just 9 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. So Joey Hauser with only 3 points in the game. Duke's going to give it up. Malik White on the wing. 9 to shoot.
Providence wants to control tempo, Carter. They don't want to get in the track meet with Marquette because they don't have quite the scoring punch that Marquette does.
Duke lost it. Howard couldn't control it, and now finally a tie-up is called as John and Duke both get on the deck. Possession arrow will keep it with Providence. 1 second to shoot.
Right, doesn't change because they were in possession before.
They let him fight that one out before it was called a tie-up too. So, see, we got on the lob to the rim. Diallo got it off. John clears it, and a foul on Watson. So John gets position, and then Watson commits his second personal foul. That's a bad 1 second plus for Providence.
No question. Watson's a very valuable player, Carter. Real good scorer. He's gotten better and better. One of the most improved players in the Big East. You don't want him in foul trouble.
Howard, who is averaging over 24 points per game. Chris Clemens of the Camels leads the nation in scoring with 29 points per game. Howard past White, floater, and one with a foul on Malik White. Got the bump on the elbow. Howard has his first points of the second half.
Nice pull-up. Can hurt you in a lot of different ways, Carter. Transition, mid-range game, driving to the hoop, coming off screens. 6th leading scorer in the country. A great player.
He had 53 in the overtime game against Creighton. I mean, he owned overtime. And Marquette went that entire game without leading. Down 5, less than 2 seconds, sent it to OT. Howard dominates overtime to get that win in Omaha.
Providence goes to the flex offense. Control tempo, trying to get the ball on baseline screen, trying to post up.
Foul somewhere in there. It is on Sam Hauser. That is the first on Sam Hauser. Joey in early foul trouble with 2. Duke at the high post. Into Watson. Watson backing in around John. Nate Watson, nifty move.
He's a wrecking machine in the low post, Carter. Nate Watson playing very well. Only a sophomore. Arlington, Virginia. Bishop O'Connell High School, the famed Catholic League in the D.C. area.
Annam stops, bothered, spins out, trying to follow. Here's John. His follow finally drops. Theo John. And there's the first second chance bucket for Marquette. Didn't have one in the first half. Dominated on the glass. John getting after it now.
Yep. There's the crowd now. Providence, go to your flex offense. Trying to put the crowd to sleep. Slow the tempo down. And Marquette played good D. Don't foul.
Oh, Nichols hammers it home. Jimmy Nichols Jr. comes flying in.
Small town in South Carolina. Frank Martin, the South Carolina coach, told the staff, I blew it. We should have got this guy.
Ooh, how about Sam Hauser? That's a blocking foul. So Sam makes a nice move, ends up with a foul on the Friars. Go back to that dunk by Nichols. Wow.
Yeah, no. This shot, Nichols up and away. Only a freshman. Jimmy Nichols, 6'8" freshman from Conway, South Carolina.
I said lob. I think you're right, Pete. That was just up in the air. Somehow Nichols comes down with it.
Yep.
Critical foul there for Providence as Diallo just gets his third at the 17-13 mark of the second half. So Diallo, who does everything for the Friars, is going to have to sit for a while. Isaiah Jackson comes into the game.
Question is, the coach, how long do you sit him? You know, when you have the lead, yes, you can, but you don't wait too long. Be the richest guy in the graveyard. So I'd sit him for a while, Carter, but you can't wait too long. Momentum's a crazy thing.
Diallo on the bench. Can Marquette capitalize? They cut it to 6. Providence led by as many as 9 in the first half.
And Marquette play good D, don't foul, and then you get a rebound.
Ashton Langford, shot fakes. 9 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Ashton Langford on Howard. Lost it on the way up. Foul called on Marcus Howard. That is his first, but it's a bailout with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep. Here we go. A drive. Now Ashton Langford playing well. Howard's on him. Little bump. Matt Potter, the official, made the call. It was a good call.
Ashton Langford in the corner off the inbound. John clears it.
That's not a strength, Carter. Not a good shot for the Friars.
Sam Hauser. Long 3 in transition. That's what Marquette does, though. They let it fly. So without Diallo, we'll see how the Friars can execute the offense. On the bench with 3. Makai, Ashton Langford.
Inside to Nate Watson, Carter, get the big guy the ball.
Oh, Duke lost a handle. Freshman turns it over and then he commits the foul, and that is his third. Yeah. So Diallo and Duke both have 3. Turnover and then the foul to compound it.
He gets fancy, puts it behind his back. Poor decision by the freshman. Al McGuire, the great late coach of Marquette, said, the best thing about freshmen, you know, they become sophomores.
It is. So, got to see a couple years ago Dick Enberg's play here about Al, and it was really remarkable. Felt like someone never got the chance to meet and felt like I did. Words of Dick Enberg.
Yeah, you loved Dick Enberg. He loved you. He's a big fan of yours. Maybe he used to come to our games once in a while, San Diego State, to see you and see San Diego State play.
We were blessed to get to know him.
It was my honor just to have met him a couple of times with you.
And he loved Al.
He did.
As do all the Marquette fans.
No, I loved Al too. A couple of trips with him, Nike trips. Legend, really. Dad owned a bar in Rockaway, and he learned a lot being a bartender's son. Not just how to imbibe.
Oh, a foul. There's another bailout foul. That's twice now the Golden Eagles have fouled late. Coming back, we will be joined by a very special guest. Can you possibly guess? Ceremony here with family all around. Dwayne Wade Day here in Marquette. In the second half, the Golden Eagles are starting to rally for Dwayne Wade. So Carter Pete, Dwayne Wade. Now I got to ask you, we know all about the accomplishments on the floor for the Golden Eagles and in the NBA. What was it like the first time you set foot on campus as a student at Marquette University, coming from Chicago?
I don't think nobody even noticed me. I was the most quietest, guy ever. But for me, it was cool just to see how far I've came into that point, where I didn't know if I would go to college, and I got an opportunity to walk on the college campus and know that I was wanted here by this university and by the coaching staff and the players eventually. So it was great. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Dwayne, I know Tom Crean. He was an AAU coach in Michigan when I was head coach at Xavier.
Yeah.
What was the most important thing you learned from Tom when you played for him at Marquette?
Well, the toughness that we play with, it came from him. It came from my head coach, the intensity that we play with, the attention to detail.
Yep.
He was an everyday guy. He was not about taking no days off, taking no moments off. Every moment counted. And I've taken that in my life, and I pass that on to my kids and to my teammates. These moments, every moment counts. So he definitely was a big influence in my life.
I could feel it from the halftime what you had to say to this community. You feel the love for not just the basketball program of the Golden Eagles, but also from Marquette University.
Yeah, since day one. I've had that love here when I came here as a Prop 48. I set out my first year redshirting, and no one treated me any different than they treated any other player, any other student that was here, and I appreciated that. So in my speech, I forgot one thing to do, and I forgot to say Steve Novak's name. I'm so disappointed in myself, but Steve is here, and he was a big part of our Final Four run. Great teammate, great person. So Steve, shout out to you. I hope you hear this.
Hey, Melanie talked to Steve earlier, so we got him some love. And
yeah, make sure you let him know. I ain't forgetting.
Plenty of love. Nobody's forgetting Steve around here.
Yeah.
Dwayne, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make going from Marquette? We had a great career going into the NBA. What was the biggest adjustment?
I think Coach Crean prepared us so amazingly for the next level. But it's the speed. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we're making it back.
Here they go.
But it's the schedule. It's the 82 games. It's the travel. All those things it was so different coming from playing 20-some-odd games in college and NBA as you're playing against the best of the best. I'll go from guarding somebody who I just learned about to guarding Kobe Bryant, who I've been following my whole life, and Allen Iverson and those guys. So it was definitely different.
Now, Dwayne, how about this game? How are the Golden Eagles going to come back and win this tough one against Providence?
It was 11 o'clock tip, so it was an early game, but right now we're getting our intensity in it, and we just got to keep them off the offensive glass. It's a very athletic team. Keep them off the glass, and we got a chance. Ooh.
Marcus Howard gets to the line though, nifty. He's got a few tricks in the tool bag as well. It's not just all gritty. He knows how to get to the rim with craft.
He knows how to get to the basket. He knows how to get to the paint very well. He's very patient. He plays his own pace, and you can tell he knows the game of basketball very well. So he's made us older Marquette guys very proud.
Yep. So it was Providence by 9 in the first half, and now Howard has a chance to even it up. He'll have a second chance to even it up. So, yeah, Howard can fill it up now. I mean, this is we're not going to dwell too much on these numbers, but they're all good.
Yeah, they all good. Yeah, that's right. You set. Everyone sets a standard, and you let the next generation come and pass it up. So I'm glad that he was able to come here and have an amazing career.
If he has a triple-double in the NCAA tournament on the way to the Final Four, then we'll talk about it.
Listen, I love it. That means that we're in the Final Four, and hopefully we're moving on.
So the triple evens it, or the free throw evens it at 38, and now Edwards, and a chance. Oh, there's another offensive
rebound. You got to keep them off the glass.
Yeah, they're a tremendous rebounding team.
Howard.
Tough shot.
A question. I'm a fan of Rajon Rondo.
Yes.
Playing for him in Chicago. What did you enjoy about playing with him? I know he's a controversial guy, but I'm a big fan of Rajon.
He's a leader. He's one of the best leaders in the game. He knows the game so well. I mean, he's a coach, definitely on the floor, but his work ethic, man. One thing I got a chance to see up close is he worked every day, whether it was weight room, whether it was on the court, whether it was working with young guys after practice. He really is a guy who's going to have a big impact on the game when he's done playing anymore.
No question. He's very smart.
He's a winner. He does what it takes to win, and that's why they had the success in Boston, and we disliked each other because we was in each other's way. And we only had 1 year, and unfortunately he got hurt in the playoffs, so we really thought we could do something in the playoffs with that Chicago team.
Yeah, you should have beaten Boston. You were up 2-0.
We was up 2-0, and Rondo goes out. That's a big part of our team and what we put together, so it's unfortunate.
Watson in time with a foul on John. He doesn't like it. Dwayne's ready to join the Marquette fans here.
That wouldn't be the first call I didn't like.
It's the third on John. What do you think?
I mean, he took the ball up. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I still don't like it.
You got your family here with you today from all over. And as we talk about life transitions, I mean, going from high school to college, and now here comes another major life transition for you. So what is it like at this point as a man, as a husband, as a father, to be in this position where you're transitioning from a Hall of Fame career and into what's next?
Well, I'm proud. I have an amazing family that have supported me every step of the way in this journey. That has allowed me to be, who I've become. That's allowed me to make mistakes, allowed me to not be perfect. And they've been here, to enjoy all of this as well. So today was so fitting, being able to see my kids come out. I know Zaire, my nephew, Laviane had a game last night. So I was shocked to see them here, but, just to understand how much of a support system I got, and in the next phase of my life, they'll still be there, and I'll be able to support them. So he looks good in that Marquette jacket.
I tell you what, that jacket is sweet.
Yeah, he looks good in it. Yeah. This is Zaire's first time back to Marquette since he was born here. Well, he's born in Chicago, but obviously raised here when I was playing here. This is his first time back, so it's good to get to come and see what Dad used to do.
Yep. The family atmosphere. I worked at Xavier, a Jesuit school, similar to Marquette.
Yeah, they didn't recruit me.
If I recruited you, I'd still be coaching, Dwayne. I wouldn't be on Boot Hill.
I wasn't on David West level, so they didn't recruit me then.
No, I was before David West. I missed him too. That's why I'm here.
This was halftime when Zaire comes out on the court, and it got you, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is I had him here, and he was raised here with me. And me and him been through a lot together, so it was cool seeing him come out that moment. He's turning 17 years old, so I'm enjoying his journey right now through life, and hopefully I can sit here and watch him play one day out here with these guys.
Sure you will.
And while we talk to D-Wade, Marquette has in fact gone on the rally and leads for the first time since the game was 2-0.
We got to do that.
And then there's second chance points.
Well, here's the trouble now, right? We have the same thing in the NBA. No one boxes out no more. This is a jump for the rebound, but not go to the body kind of basketball world we live in now. So it's tough.
Maybe they'll listen to you, because sometimes I don't think they listen to coaches say box out.
I'm not listening to that. I messed up the other night. I gave up offensive rebound, a big one. Practice what I preach.
Almost a triple-double, right? You got to win.
We got to win. Like my last game in Chicago, I tried to get the triple-double,
Oh, how's a nice dish. Good
pass.
Yeah, D-Wade's literally clapping over here with a nice look from Joey Hauser giving the assist, and from down 9, Marquette now leads it in the second half.
When I was the head coach of Providence for 4 years, so I got mixed emotions.
You do?
He's a good young player.
No, don't.
Diallo, don't do that.
Yeah, he's playing well. He has a good game, good pace to his game.
He's versatile, right? He can do different things, puts it on the deck, and shoot a little bit.
14, and he's playing through foul trouble, too. So now it's back and forth. This is the game we expected. Back and forth, second half down to the wire. The Friars and the Golden Eagles.
Lay out.
Oh! Howard lost it, and then Morrow lost it. Duke attacks. It is tight and physical.
This is how it's going to be, huh?
Hey, we'll let you go back to being a fan on your day.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Wayne. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Great career. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Much love.
Thank you.
There are a chosen...
Marquette down by 9 in the first half. They have rallied back in the second half. While Dwayne Wade was talking to us, the Golden Eagles have been back in the game.
Good comment for the Golden Eagles, but they're playing harder, Carter. I think they're playing better defensively. They're rebounding a little bit more aggressively. So right now, 17-10 for the Golden Eagles to start the second half. So it's going to go right down to the wire. I'm predicting overtime.
Overtime. Well, that has been a specialty for the Providence Friars. 6 of their last 21 games, going back to last year, have gone to overtime. They're known for playing tight games, and the Golden Eagle fans with the early start. Steve Wojciechowski's bunch after a couple of gritty wins. Marquette on a 10-game winning streak. They're undefeated at home here in the Fiserv Forum.
Yep. And Marquette's 3-0 in overtimes this year, Carter. So
important to identify that note. 10 straight in overtime It's Marquette overall 4 straight wins following the Big East opening loss at St. John. But they're 12-0 at home. Straight overtime wins. Incredible. Hauser inside. There's a top 2. Joey Hauser. Marquette back on top. Back and forth.
Joey Hauser, redshirt freshman's growing up hard right in front of our eyes, right? He got banged around the first half. A lot more aggressive the second half.
The Panthers at Stevens Point area high school. They have both school districts. Incredible run for the Hauser brothers there. Double inside. Bothered and taken away. That was Chartuni who got a hand on it, forcing the turnover. Marquette's largest lead has been by 2 points. Howard 16 in the game on another floater. Only 3 for 11 shooting now, Marcus Howard. Jackson attacks. It is a blocking foul. Count the bucket and 1. Chance at a 3-point play as Providence regains the lead. So Jackson takes it in, and there's the foul on Chartuni. A chance at the 3-point play. Changes, Pete. Let's see, we have 7 lead changes already in the game. Jackson unable to complete the 3-point play. Providence with foul trouble on Diallo. He has 3. Ashton Langford has 3. Duke has 3.
Friars only shoot 66% from the free throw line, Carter. Not good.
Chartuni airballs the 3. Jackson has the rebound. Duke pushes the Friars. Duke, that's it. Offensive foul. Charge called on Duke. That is his 4th personal foul.
Goes Duke now. But there's a block card on that one. Howard was moving.
The block charge is close, but Duke will say he had a chance to slow up there in transition.
Well, once again, it was a close call. It's the toughest call in the game. It's a tough call, but I thought Howard was moving a little bit at the end. But hey, credit Marquette. They're playing much better in the second half. I think Joey Hauser's been a reason for it. He's really, now they get a mismatch. I go inside to Hauser, go inside to him.
There's a corner. Sakal Anna buries the 3. Marquette on top.
Back and forth. Good timeout by Ed Cooley.
Marquette letting it fly again. The Dwayne Wade rally in the second half. Annam, 3, and a Marquette lead. To this, DJ, 47-45. It's Sunday. It's 11 a.m. local. It's Providence, Marquette. Of course, we're going to talk about God. God, Shamgod, and Pete Gillen with the Providence Friars. Yes, they beat Marquette first round NCAA tournament all the way to the Elite 8, and then...
Yeah, we see Wojo has God Shamgod going to the hoop with the finish. Him and Wojo. We're fortunate to beat Coach K in the second round to go to the Sweet 16 card. And there's Wojo. Steve Wojo is a great point guard. Tough, hard-nosed, great gutty guy. And we're fortunate to beat a great Providence team to go to the Elite 8. That was my best team I ever coached, Carter, as a head coach at Providence in 97.
And we had God in the house today.
God was with us today. We were in God's hands for a while. And yeah, he came by. He right now works for the Dallas Mavericks. He's an assistant head of development for them. Works with them, goes on the road. Mark Cuban loves him, and got a 2 or 3 year extension on his contract, and he wanted to stay, but he had to go back and talk to the coaches, and very close with Dennis Smith Jr., the point guard, so he's kind of like helping Dennis Smith in his adjustment to the NBA.
Sam Hauser, tough 2 for the junior, and it is Marquette's largest lead by 4 after trailing by 9. And let's check in with Melanie.
Well, Carter, Coach Cooley used that timeout to gather his guys together and just sort of calm them down. He told them, hey, we're good. Keep our composure here. We practice this situation. We just have to continue to play with confidence.
Thank you, Melanie. Well, and from that pregame chat with Ed Cooley saying, hey, it's all, every game for us is about last 4 minutes. We want to keep it close. Somewhere in there, I have to get a further explanation on that one, but Ashton Langford Misses the front end, so doesn't cost Marquette. Missed front end.
Yeah. Providence shooting only 66%, Carter, as I said before, from the free throw line, and Marquette leads the Big East, as you know, in free throw shooting at 75%. So both these teams are in foul trouble now, over the limit. So free throws, big advantage right now for the Golden Eagles.
7 to shoot. Howard bump, Young bailout foul. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and Young commits the foul. Tonight, 8 Eastern, the toughest sport on dirt, takes the stage in Glendale, Arizona for the Action Invitational. The Unleash the Beast series continues right here on CBS Sports Network. Carter Blackburn, Pete Gillen, Melanie Collins, Howard to the line.
Is Ed Cooley very upset now? It's unbelievable. He didn't like that call.
That one drops, but it has been a struggle today for Marcus Howard. Still 17 points in the game, but it's on 3 for 11 shooting. So 9 of those points coming from the free throw line for Howard, who averages 24.4. You see he's the leading free throw shooter, and he's doing his scoring from the line today.
Well, great players get fouled a lot. Marcus Howard is certainly a great player, Colin. Now, Friars, we got to get the ball to Diallo. I think he can go by Hauser.
Into Watson in the post. On John. Not backing down an inch, and another foul on John. Watson is hung now 4 fouls on Theo John.
Yep. Watson's a monster in the post, Carter. Keep throwing it inside. I think that's where Marquette is vulnerable. Theo John's a good player, but he's susceptible to fouls, and Watson's a little stronger, a little more physical.
Well, that's a big one for this next stretch, because Theo John, the rim protector, shot blocker for Marquette's going to be on the bench for a while after getting his 4th.
Yeah. Marquette's got to double. If they don't double, I think they're making a mistake, Carter. If the ball goes in to Watson, you better double him if you're the Golden Eagles.
Alpha Diallo back in the game for Providence. He has 3 personal fouls. Watson, 12 points. Providence back within 4.
Zone press by Providence. 1-2-2, 3/4 court zone press. Doing this now to try to get Marquette out of rhythm. They're in the rhythm right now.
Adam drops it. Morrow finishes and 1. Golden Eagles in transition. John's on the bench, but he's still flexing with Morrow.
Yep. Attack the press. Nice bounce pass by Adam. Finished by Morrow and 1. It's a way to attack the press, Carter. Get it over the first line. Attack. You don't want to just get it over and stay. If you do that, you're playing, fool's gold. And attack the pressure to score.
And Morrow coming back from the ankle injury. Continuing the decided free throw advantage for Marquette. That's now 15 points from the stripe for the Golden Eagles versus 9 for Providence.
The Providence is playing without their talented freshman, A.J. Reeves, the second leading scorer, 14 points a game.
Maybe back in a week for the Friars, but unable to go today.
And they miss him.
Here's Diallo on the wing. Guarded by Sam Hauser. Both of the Hauser brothers help out on Diallo. It's Nichols spinning and hitting.
Tough shot.
They quiet the crowd again.
So keep driving the basketball now. If you're Marquette, hack the basket off a bounce, swing it quickly and drive it.
Howard guarded by the 6'8" Jimmy Nichols Jr. Looking for the screen to use it. Howard attacks. Howard switches hands, can't finish. Fight for the rebound, won by Howard. Step back 3. Finally cleared by Nichols, and a foul on Morrow. Fighting for the rebound. So 2 big misses by Howard. Providence and Marquette slugging it out on Sunday in the Big East.
Hey, I heard you moved into
Marquette by 5. Still 7:33 to go here in Milwaukee. Let's revisit our keys to the game presented by America's Navy.
Well, Providence slow down Howard. I really haven't done that. 18 points he's got with still 7 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Points off turnovers, not that many. Only 6 points off turnovers against Seton Hall. They had 23. Balanced scoring. They're doing a good job there. 2s and 3s and eat the glass. No. You're getting killed on the boards. -9. Marquette's not rebounding.
It has been a tough game for Marcus Howard. I mean, he played 3 minutes in the last because of a back injury, so he's been able to go the whole way, 29 minutes in this one, but he's really had to grind it out.
First half he struggled, he got beat up a little bit. The second half he stepped up, took a charge there of David Duke. Nice pull-up game here in traffic. Good defense, better offense by Marcus Howard. He's a tremendous player. I think he's in the conversation, Carter, for Player of the Year of the country. I don't think he'll get it because the Duke guys, Duke's on TV more than the weather. You know what I mean? They're always.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get a reprise of the famous Skill and Line.
That's one and done. Now one and done with that.
On TV more than.
Leave it to Beaver reruns. It slipped out. We were fortunate to beat Duke, but I shouldn't have said it, but it popped out. And it's followed me for a while. But this is two terrific teams. I think they're both NCAA tournament teams, Carter. Once again, Providence had some injuries. They got some work to do. Marquette, 15th ranked team in the country. They're fabulous. Look at this.
That was like when Nelson Muntz got to hear Andy Williams do Moon River. It was bang, third encore. We got it. To leave it to Beaver. Another second chance here, though, for Providence off a free throw miss. You get a. This is the way it is, and then you give it right back. A double dribble by Nate Watts.
And Pryor's doing a great job on the boards, but how about Marquette responding? I would love to have been in the locker room with Coach Steve Wojciechowski, right? Started kind of counseling his players aggressively about the first half.
And especially the rebounds. I mean, to get dominated for the team who was leading the Big East in rebounding advantage. And still plus 10 in the game for Providence, but better in the second half. Morrow backing in, turning around, lost it. Watson bothered it on the way up. Ashton Langford feeding Watson inside. Number Theo Johns on the bench right now for Marquette. Big E's leading shot blocker. So the rim a little more open for Providence. 14 in the game.
Ashton Langford can play very well for the Friars. It's a pure point guard. It's their most pure point guard. David Duke's going to be great, but he's still learning the adjustment now at the high major level.
Watson and Diallo both have 14 for Providence. Sam Hauser backing in on Diallo, trying to hang another foul on him. Instead, it's Sammy Splash grinding it out and finishing with a left.
He's a winner, Carter. I love Sam Hauser. Inside, outside, plays D. Like you mentioned before, how about stepping up at 31 against Georgetown? Marcus Howard was hurt. Great player. Several state titles from Stevens Point. 3.
Here's White, 4-3. White buries the triple. And Providence not going away, down by 2. And with under 6 to go in the second half, it is going to be a tight one to the finish between the Friars and the Golden Eagles. Hauser to Hauser. Sam from Joey. Sam draws a foul. That's number 4 on Diallo. It's as big as the bucket.
Sam Howard struggled early, but here he's going against two terrific players banging with each other. It's bumped, the left hand off the glass. Malik White, once again with A.J. Reeves out, you need Malik White to step up, and that time he did. Big time 3 from Malik White.
Sam Hauser gets the first of 2 free throws, so Diallo for now staying in the game with 4 personal fouls at the 5:42 mark. So Ed Cooley trusting his junior 4 personals.
I agree with Ed. I think you do that. Once again, a little more tough to win without Diallo playing. You double, better double him.
Watson.
Can't guard him.
Miscommunication there, and Watson goes baseline back to a 2-point game.
Yep. Marquette's got to double him. Make somebody else beat you.
Yep. Howard on to Sam Hauser. Deep 3. Sam Hauser. Dwayne loves it.
Dwayne loves it. Keep going inside to Nate Watson. If you're Providence, you better double him, Marquette.
Here's Watson. Yep. They dig down. Watson finishes again. Count it. And a foul. Without Theo John, Providence is pounding it inside to Nate Watson.
Doing a great job, the big fella. Get the ball inside. Let the big dog eat. Morrow's not big enough. You got to double him quickly if you're Marquette.
And here comes Theo John. He was standing up on the bench, looking at Steve Wojciechowski, waiting to get the signal. After those buckets given up inside, it'll be the defensive presence of John back on the floor. 4 fouls, 5 minutes to go in regulation. Watson pulls him back within 2. Providence has won 3 of the last 4. against Marquette, including the last 2 trips to Milwaukee. The old Bradley Center. Now trying to be the first team to beat Marquette and by-serve for them. Hauser off a look from John. Pull it back out. 9 to shoot. Nearly another turnover. Howard has it 5 to shoot. Marcus Howard pull up, tough 2. Behind the screen for Theo John. White. Off the bounce, here's Nichols. Into Watson at the high post. Diallo on the bench right now. Watson. Pounded into a turnover. So first trip down with Theo John back on the court. Watson gets flustered into a turnover.
Last bucket by Howard here. We see a nice screen. Come on up here. Comes off the screen. Comes off the screen here. Bang. And we got a jump shot.
Theo John's presence felt on both ends. He sets that hard screen for Howard. And now Hauser to Hauser inside. Joey to Sam and 1.
Sam's really playing well down inside. H to H. Hauser to Hauser. Hauser steps up when you need him. Nice pass. Hauser to H to H. Is a car wash. HH. In Texas. Little brother to big brother. Sam with the finish. Golden Eagles on a roll in Milwaukee.
Welcomes Dwayne Wade back with his family all around him. The Golden Eagles have rallied for a 6-point edge. And coming up next, CBS Sports Network shifts over to the women's game. Critical in the A-10. Both Fordham and Dayton 3-1 right now in A-10 play, followed by LaSalle at St. Joe's at 4 o'clock Eastern here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Sam Hauser has scored 9 of the last 11 points for Marquette. Looked like the days of the Panthers, Stevens Point area high school, with Joey finding Sam. And now Sam has a chance to add to that total, 9 of the last 11.
Playing great, Carter. You're exactly right. He's got 16 points in the second half. He only had 5 at halftime, so as you say, he's really been on fire. And Marquette, first half, only 28% from the field. Right now, they're shooting 52% second half. So what a difference a half makes.
Marquette's outscored him by 15 now in the second half. Largest lead of the game at +7 for Marquette after they trailed by 9 in the first half.
Keep going inside to Nate Watson. Give it to the biggie. Better double, Marquette.
Here comes a double. Late. Watson rolls off. Watson able to get it back. Right back up against John. This one in. And Nate Watson, the sophomore from Arlington, 21 points. That equals his career high.
Tough as nails. Marquette, take your time. Swing the ball quickly. I would drive it, Carter. Try to get to the free throw line. Leading free throw shooting team in the Big East.
Here's Howard, mismatch. Got Jackson on him. Gives it up. Into the post, Joey Hauser.
Try to get a charge.
He's got the mismatch as well. Ashton Langford and 1. Crafty in the post, Joey Hauser to hang the foul on Ashton Langford and a chance at a 3-point play.
Nice step through. Pump fake. Chuck Daly, violent pump fake. He loved that. Late great coach, Chuck Daly, Dream Team #1.
And that's 4 fouls on Ashton Langford. So he has 4. Diallo, they've gone a little offense, defense, but Diallo's going to be out there now the rest of the way. Joey Hauser finishes it off. Marcus Howard, yes, he's got 20, but on only 4 made field goals. So it's been Sam Hauser, Joey Hauser, and defensively Theo John giving Marquette the boost.
Exactly. No. Bryce Cole from downtown. Into the game, they're shooting 37% from downtown, Carter.
3 for 17 for 3 in this game. So despite the huge rebounding advantage, despite the slow offensive start from Marquette, it's now Sam Hauser! Oh, but an exclamation point. Plenty of bling on that 3 in the air for D. Wade. Marquette, double digits.
Right. But a talking gecko. Why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons. Some bloke tells you to go to geico.com and you're like, really? And just who might you be? But a gecko, he can be trusted. I ask if you want to save hundreds on car insurance, and you're like, yes, thank you. Mind babysitting my kids? And I'm like, of course I'll sit with the kids. You're like a brother to me.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Golden Eagles had cause for concern. Slow start, Sam Hauser. Semi-off day for Marcus Howard. But 20 second half points for the junior Sam Hauser.
Both guys go with the dribbler, go with Marcus Howard. They kick it, plenty of time. Diallo's late getting there, knocked down a three. 20 points in the second half. Playing great, Sam Hauser.
An 11-2 run by the Golden Eagles to try and go 5-1 in Big East play. The opening loss at St. John's. And since then, 4 straight wins. The last 2 incredible, Creighton and Georgetown. Howard able to go today, and so trying to get to 5-1. Villanova still undefeated in league play, and Providence, despite playing all the tight games, it's mostly been losses, and they're staring 1-4 right now. And a Tuesday win over Seton Hall. Desperation time now for the Friars.
Yep. Go quick, try to get to the free throw line. Get Diallo for a three. We'll go inside to Nate Watson.
Here's Diallo on the post. Turns and hits over Sam Hauser. So 2, but Providence now going to turn up the defensive pressure.
1-2-2, three-quarter court zone press. Get some defense. Their offense going.
White with a foul on Howard. Trying to get physical. Got to gamble at this point too, right?
You got to gamble, yep. See. He's grabbing him, holding him, yep. Malik White with the foul. Good call. Bruce done a good job, Carter. Tough game to officiate, so physical. Pat Driscoll, Matt Potter, and Tony Chiazza have done a nice job.
Howard earning his trip to the line. That's now 11 from the free throw strike for Marcus Howard. So despite a 4 for 14 shooting day, still coming back from the back injury. It's not an explosive 52 like he had at Providence last year, but it's a gritty 22-point performance right now for Howard. Ashton Langford out to Jackson. Much needed 3 for Providence. Timeout. Get it back to 8 with 2:04 to go. So Ed Cooley uses a timeout, hoping for something special in the last 2:04.
I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. There are watchers all over the city. And I see everything.
She's threatening the natural order of things.
Destroyed the girl called Alita.
I do not stand by in the presence of evil.
Alita, Battle Angel, February 14th.
Pete, I think at the beginning of the day, you would have said of Providence, they're plus 11 on the boards. Marcus Howard has only 4 made shots in the game. It would be advantage Friars, and yet here we are with 2:04 and an 8-point game. So how has Marquette been able to overcome those couple of advantages by Providence?
Well, knocking down threes, Carter. Providence is cold from downtown. Marquette on fire the second half. I'd foul somebody. I foul Adam, foul him. Don't foul the Hauser brothers or Marcus Howard. Don't foul them. I would foul Adam or Theo John. Foul him. Not Howard. Not Howard. Nope.
Now using too much time, and you already got 13 on the shot clock, and now here's Joey Hauser. That's an official exclamation point. The Hauser brothers from outside carrying the second half of the Golden Eagles.
Terrific players. Certainly a top 15 team, Carter.
I mean, you're down by 9 in the first half. Providence playing tough.
They responded. Give Coach Wojciechowski a lot of credit. Joey Hauser, tremendous shooter for Bacon. Yep. Pumped up, bench is nuts. Brendan Bailey and Morrow, they're excited.
Got DePaul at home next for Marquette, and then it's back-to-back on the road. At Xavier, at Butler. February 5th, St. John's is here. The team They defeated Marquette at the beginning of Big East play. White missed them both. Sam Hauser the rebound. A rally on Dwayne Wade Day for the Golden Eagles. Has them up by 11 in the second half, playing keep away now.
Providence shot under 50% from the free throw line, Carter. So one of the reasons now Marquette's done a great job, but the Friars will shoot themselves in the foot. They're not making their free throw.
Marquette's outscored them by 11 from the line and leads by 11. Another miss by Howard. Ashford Langford, blocked from behind by Theo John. Got a foul after the block. That's on Joey Hauser. Managed to avoid foul trouble after getting 2 early ones. That's just the 4th now on Joey Hauser. So Joey got a couple early. Remember, he had to sit for most of the first half. And most importantly, he was ready to go for the end because Joey and Sam have carried it here in the second half.
They were great. I thought Marquette was a much more physical team the second half, Carter. More aggressive, banging. They responded to the aggressiveness, the physicality of Providence.
It took a while to get there, though.
No question, no. Providence played great D, but Marquette team's a great team. Steve Wojciechowski was a tremendous player at Duke, and he's doing a great job here. 5th year, 15th in the country. Done a great job. Went to the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. Last year, just missed it. Stretch down the stretch, lost at DePaul and St. John's. Went to the quarterfinals of the NIT. So great future here with Steve Wojciechowski at Marquette.
You're thinking of 5 seed, a 4 seed, maybe you play your way up to a 3. That's when Marquette went to the Elite Eight in 2013. They were 3 seed under Buzz Williams.
Yep. Talking to some coaches around the league, they think that Marquette's the best team in the conference. Villanova might not agree with that, but they're certainly in the conversation. You know, they were picked number 2, Carter, as you know, by coaches. Providence was number 3. Villanova was picked number 1 preseason by the coaches.
Well, this one did not go according to script from the opening tip, as Providence hammered Marquette on the boards. Led by 9 in the first half, but an explosive second half by the Golden Eagles, led by the Hauser brothers. 20 second half points for Sam Hauser. And after Dwayne Wade was honored at halftime, the Golden Eagles responded, projecting now a win for Marquette and a loss for Providence to put the Golden Eagles at 5-1. Villanova still undefeated in Big East play.
It's another great year for the Big East. They lost a lot of talented veterans. Steve Wojciechowski doing a fabulous job. As I mentioned before, Carter, undefeated at home, 13-0 now.
Diallo's fouled out, 16 points, 6 rebounds in this game. Howard doing his scoring from the free throw line. For those of you tuning in for the Fordham-Dayton women's game, you will be able to find that online at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it tips off. And of course, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. Howard spins it in. A gritty 24 points for Howard. 14 of those from the foul line. It's an odd way for Providence to miss its last shot. Well, Pete, if you're going to be a team that makes noise in the Big East and makes noise in March, you're going to have to win a variety of ways. And the Golden Eagles, a miraculous win against Creighton, a terrific one against Georgetown. And with Dwayne Wade watching the Golden Eagles today, after trailing early against Providence, getting pushed around a little bit by the Friars, Marquette able to come back and win.
Great win. The difference for me, Carter, was Sam Hauser went inside, scored in the low post. Hauser to Hauser. Great win for the Golden Eagles. They responded.
A double-digit win. Marquette's won 5 straight. We'll have more from Milwaukee. 79-68, the final.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis?
And it's 79-68 over Providence. So for Pete Gillen, Melanie Collins, our entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After the break, we'll send you to women's college basketball. Fordham at Dayton, Ben Holden and Steffi Sorensen. A Marquette win on Dwayne Wade Day in Milwaukee.